guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a tutorial on how to apply false lashes. I know it is a very frustrating step for a lot of people, and it was for me for a really long time. I've been doing it for years now, so I've learned quite a few tips and tricks on how to just make it a little bit easier and make it go by faster. So if you would like to learn some of those tips, then go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so we are going to start with the lashes. I'm going to be using the Faux Mink Demi Whispies. They're really pretty. I love Demi Whispies, just the original ones, but the Faux Mink line came out with them and they're gorgeous. So that's what we're going to be using today. So first step with applying lashes, you always have to measure your lashes. 99% of the time, you're going to need to trim them, especially because you never want to put the lashes all the way like in the very inner corner of your eye all the way to the outer corner. You always want to start like pretty much like where my pupil, the inner beginning of my pupil starts, and then out. The reason why, most of the time when you put lashes on and you get that really annoying feeling where it like feels like it hurts almost, or it's just super irritating, it's probably because it's in too far and that side always pops off. So you need to make sure that you bring it out and start it like right here. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna trim first, is you're gonna peel the lashes off. So a tip with peeling it off, because sometimes if you pull them off too hard, it actually like ruins the integrity of the lash. So what you wanna do is I take my thumb and you're gonna press down and slide it off of the plastic. That way it's not gonna like rip the lashes off, it's not gonna damage them at all, it's just gonna come off nicely and stay the shape that it came in. So first what you need to do is measure it on your eye. So it's gonna look kind of funny because it's not gonna be stuck on your eye really, but just kind of get an idea. I pretty much now know with any lash how much am I gonna cut off. You can kind of eye it after a while. What you're gonna do is place it on your eye where you're going to apply the lash. So I put it like right on top of my lashes. Okay, so that's probably where I'm gonna start it. So this whole like end chunk is gonna be too long because you never want it like falling over your eye. So that part doesn't have to be perfect. You're kind of just getting an idea of how much you need to cut off. With other lashes, you never cut from the inside. You're always gonna cut the outside, because if you cut from the inside, it's gonna ruin the shape of the lash. But because these ones have the little tiny plastic up at the front, that drives me crazy, so I trim that part off, but I don't touch any of the hair that's on the band. So I'm literally just gonna cut just that tiny little piece of plastic off. That's it. I did not touch any of the hair that's on there. So for this, on the outer corner, you see how they have like notches. So I usually cut 1 or 2 of these notches off. Okay, so I usually cut like 1 or 2 of these notches off for the perfect fit. You don't want to ruin it and you're scared of cutting off too much. Start with less and then you can do more if you need to. So I'm gonna start with just cutting 1 notch off. So we're just gonna cut 1. And then you can remeasure it. Measure it again to your eye to see if that's the length that you want or if it's still too long. And test it out. Pretty good. It still might be a little too long. So I'm gonna go like a half a notch. So you can cut like full notches off, or you can go in the middle of them. So I think like 1.5 notches for me is gonna be perfect. We're just gonna go back in, cutting at the outer corner, and we're gonna cut half of that off. And I think that is going to be perfect. That's usually what the size of my lashes look like when I put them on. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other lash as well. First one's always the hardest just because you need to know exactly how short you want to do it. You gotta do it in steps sometimes, but once you get the first one down, the second one's super easy. Okay, so now, oh, jeez. I seriously drop stuff all day, every day. It's just out of control. Okay, and for lash glue, we're gonna use the Duo Brush On Adhesive with Vitamins. It's the green one. This one is kind of crusty and nasty, but it's just what happens to these. It's kind of inevitable. This is my favorite glue. One, it's hypoallergenic, so it's good for people with sensitive eyes. It has a brush on it, so you can just brush right on the lash band and not have to squeeze it out of a tube, and those are just an absolute mess. So this has like a little tiny brush on it. It makes it super simple, keeps it clean, and I actually think this one holds the best out of all of the Duo glues. I love it, but it doesn't rip your lashes off when you take it off at night. So that's the glue we're using. And then any mascara of your choice, that doesn't matter. You need to put one coat of mascara on first before you apply the lashes. It gives like an extra stick, something else for the lashes to grab onto to keep it lasting all day. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just need to get a solid coat on there. The lashes are gonna cover them up anyways. And I got mascara on my lid. If you go back to my last video, I give a little tip and trick on how to remove mascara off your lid without messing up your makeup. So if you have problems with that, watch my video from last week and it's a really good tip. Now what we're gonna do, so you're gonna take your lash, take your glue, you're gonna apply a coat just on the lash band right here, just on this band. We're gonna apply glue right there. So right on here. If anything, you want to have the most glue on both ends because those are usually the parts that pop off that drive everybody crazy. So you have to let this sit for about 20 to 30 seconds. If you apply it right away, it's gonna be a mess. It slides around, it won't grip onto anything, and it's really, really frustrating. A little tip that I've learned is while it's drying, I will bend it in like a half moon shape and kind of like do a slinky motion. It looks like a little slinky, and go back and forth. And that really loosens up the band. It makes it a little bit more flexible so that it's easier to apply on the eye, so it'll bend with you and it doesn't like get stiff. Now I use tweezers when I apply my lashes. You don't have to. I just find that it's easier. You have more control. My fingers always get in the way. I end up like stabbing myself with my own finger and it drives me crazy. So I use tweezers. So I'm gonna take my tweezers and grab them just right in the center, as close to the lash band as I can get without actually touching it. So it's really close. What you wanna do is you need to be holding a mirror. What I like to do is have a mirror underneath my chin. So I'm looking down. This makes it easy because when you're looking up like this, you your eye naturally folds over, so your skin's gonna cover it. It's not as easy to get to that area. So I find if you tilt your head back a little bit and you have a mirror kind of underneath your chin, you're gonna take the lash and pop it downwards on top of your other lashes. So instead of playing it forward like this is when usually the lashes get all mixed like in between the lash band. This way you're gonna pop it down on top of it. So these look pretty good. So you're gonna take it and pop it down and press it into the other lashes and let go. And then you're gonna take the end and press it down into the other lashes and take the center and press it down into those lashes as well. And then just kind of go back, make sure everything is locked on there. And then this is where I'll take my finger and press it on. Squeeze them together, make sure they're nice and secure. Sometimes it takes a few times, even for me. You also want to pinch your lashes and the band lash together. That'll keep it on longer. It gives it an extra stick, something else to hold on to. So you're just gonna pinch everything together. Right, and there you go, there's one lash. And then we're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. Put some glue on it, same thing. Make sure you really get the ends really coated with the glue. Okay, again, we're taking this guy and bending it. Doing slinky motions. Kind of waving it around a little bit. All right, same thing. So I'm gonna tilt my head back. I'm gonna tilt my head back and I'm gonna pop it down on top of my lashes, just like the other one. So head back. Same thing, using your finger, pinching it together, pushing it back down, and it goes on. So it's not so bad. I think definitely practice makes perfect, and that is it. All right, you guys, and that is a wrap. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope that helped you out just a little bit. Let me know in the comments down below what you think and what else you guys want to see. Again, please make sure to subscribe and like this video, and I will see you guys next week. Never give up, never surrender. You know how many times I've stabbed myself with tweezers? So maybe tweezers aren't the best idea.